Welcome to Zentangle Project Pack No.19. This is day 9. My name is Rick.
Hi, I'm Maria. Look at you using
We're
an
moving
8.
up.
I'm really thinking
I'm
this is
starting out with an 8
This
here,
is going to
folks.
be big.
So, and that's true. We're going to work in the mirrored section of that one that we did yesterday. And what Maria said is, yes, this is big because we're working big. So I'm going to be focused on working large here. And we're doing a triangular grid. So this is, again, a genus of grids that yesterday we did the rectangular. This one is going to be triangular, and we're doing Tripoli. So I'm going to take advantage of auraing the shapes that can go next to, like I just did there.
Well, that was kind of convenient that you had that first one that's actually a triangle.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just took advantage of that. And you can see these are very malleable.
Now, unlike the grid, unlike the other grid thing that you did, this one has an aura. You aura the line,
Right.
as opposed to just drawing it with a same line between two
Right.
sections.
So all of Tripoli has a shared space between the elements. And the way that we do that is you just pick one of the sides of the triangle and draw an aura next to that. And then from that, as thinking of that as like the base of the triangle, you then draw 2 other sides.
Now, these are really big triangles.
Yes.
If you see them compared to his hand, it's
Right.
a big triangle.
So, it's like we're taking advantage of the size of the piece, and I'm tracking like, okay, where does it need to come to end, so that all of the corners of the triangles are going to come together. So the first thing that we're doing is set up all of the triangles and then playing with that, putting them behind the other elements.
Now, this is quite a challenge, this particular one, because he's putting this Tripoli behind the vertigo that's
Right.
very flowery and light and airy, so there's a lot of things to go behind here. You have to pay attention.
And as, what's the word? As like not coherent as it looks right now, if you just focus on one triangle at a time, then, and one line at a time, one stroke at a time in Zentangle parlance, it will all come together, particularly when we fill the triangles in, and then particularly when we shade everything. So perhaps like many things in life, it looks really, really complicated, but just drill your focus down to the very stroke that you're making. So you've got a triangle, and then we find a point, and in this case, I would have liked to have, as a good teacher, drawn that parallel line first with a consistent aura that goes around. And then you draw another triangle. Or
Complete the triangle.
complete the 3-sided shape. So if you just think of it perhaps as a 3-sided shape, instead of drawing, I have to draw a triangle, you're going to have an easier time of it. So just think one stroke at a time, literally, like one side of that 3-sided shape at a time.
So in Tripoli, your triangles, more often than not, are all different sizes, as opposed to some other grids where things are a little bit more easy to assume or easy to
well, like compared with what we did yesterday, all of those were, like squares that were next to each other, and even though these are triangles that are next to each other, they're all different shapes of triangles.
Right. Triply is one of my favorite. I just love the way it goes together, because what happens is once you start putting in the fill, the triangles disappear.
Right.
It's so magical. And
you create these what we call meta patterns, and you'll see that in a lot of the patterns that we do, when particularly in grids, when they're next to each other, they create additional shapes across the grid. And so we call those meta patterns.
So everybody out there, I hope you're hang on to your seats, because this is not the easiest classes that we've ever done, but you'll see, you'll learn to draw behind a little bit more. Interesting.
You're going to be drawing behind a lot, and I think, again, the best advice for that is two things, actually. One is to do it one stroke at a time, but the other is, notice how my pen has been hovering over when I draw behind. Like I literally float the pen above what I'm doing, and that helps me keep my place.
So now he's starting his fill or putting in your fragment. And this is going to be a fairly simple fragment.
Right. Now you can use this fragment, or maybe you have another fragment that you like.
This is beautiful, though. This is really elegant. Right? Yeah.
So just taking those arcs and then inside squishing in like a little foam ball. You see, it's like a little bit deformed by getting in there. Now here I forgot to, oops, I wanted to, I was so in the mode of aura-ing a triangle, I started out doing that, but
let's make it work.
Let's make it work. You can see that I paused there and just...
You can even put another one.
Just, hey, it's just
going
to go there.
Oh, you know what it does? It makes it look like it's on an angle.
Yeah.
Fried.
It's fine.
It's cool.
So that is the fragment we're putting in. And you can see, when you start to have, these triangular shapes next to each other, they form this really neat pattern across the gap there, like that, like one of those little seed shape or petal shapes. So see, I'm floating the pen over, so I know where it's, because sometimes I know where it's going to come out, but I want to feel the angle of the pen. So the stroke is going to come out, and it looks like it's actually going behind. So just focus on, pick a triangle, and you'll see how I take off and look at the, following that arc, and then land, going all the way to the corner. Or not. And then stuffing that ball in there. Each one of these balls is a little bit too big for the section there. And just really enjoying the process, focusing on it. And like we said, you can do different fills, and we also encourage you to, wait and see what everybody else did here, at the end because...
You might get ideas.
Yeah.
And incorporate 2 in 1.
Exactly.
I like this. I don't like that.
And just the idea that there's not one way to do this. So like we're planting seeds here, and that's part of this whole Zentangle process because, everybody does things a little bit differently. And our goal is not to have somebody draw like us because we already draw like us. We want you to be comfortable drawing like you would draw. So I've got all of those triangle shapes filled, and I'm now going to use my brown pen and go in and just fill in those little triangle interstices. Now there's different things you could do. You could put smaller orbs in there, but in this case I like the simplicity and I like the drama of this.
I love the color of the brown when you put a lot of it down,
And, take your time. Enjoy that. And even if you do something that you didn't expect, if you then go and do it in every single triangle, it becomes the pattern. And it looks like, oh, that must be what I meant to do. And
well, I just want to mention here that I know you grabbed an 01 brown, which is not included in the pack.
Oh.
But you could use your 05 or grab your own 01.
Right.
This is what happens when we're here, is that we sometimes forget what's in the package and not. So you could use either the 05 or the 01. I think Rick grabbed an 01 just
good
because
point.
It was there.
Thank you.
That's what I was looking for.
Oh, good.
The list of pens.
Right. So, yeah, 05. And an 05 would be absolutely perfecter here.
Perfecter?
Perfecter.
I think so, too.
Right. And you'll keep finding all these little places, and probably when you go to shade, you'll be looking for your pen to fill in a space that you missed. So that's part of the fun. Okay, I think we got those done on that, and we'll put our pens away, take a look at this, the whole piece.
Nice.
And then I want to let's take a walk through what other people have done.
This is
Julie.
Julie.
So you can look at how she has done a little bit of texture towards the end.
The enthatching, yeah.
Right, the enthatching. And that her triangles are very wavy. I love that. Very fluid. And again, Molly did that lovely, like resonating aura coming off the center of hers. It's beautiful.
It has a nice rhythm to it.
And it matches, it sort of resonates nice with the cubine, same effect. And here's Martha. And look at her. The wavy line there, isn't that cool?
That is really cool. I don't think I've done that.
So I wonder if she intended to do that or if it was an oops and then it became like, well, I'm just going to stay with it and go with it. I love it.
I don't know. I think it's very cool.
I
It looks
do
like it's
too.
underwater.
Right?
Yeah.
And here's Maria's. All over and behind there. These are coming out so cool.
Very
right?
fun.
Well, I hope that you got some good inspiration from all this, and we
We'll
look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye.